deep Democrat city, and he got overwhelmingly
brave
amount
man.
of applause.
J.D. Vance, I think his approval is like -17. Anyway, the point is that the attacks on Kamala, that she's not very smart, she's not a smart person, Trump is saying that she's a DEI hire, are not landing. It just isn't working. And I don't know, Jesse, if you stayed around to watch Brett Baier, the top of his show, but he had all the polls, right, where they're showing the direct opposite of what you said.
So glad you brought that up.
I am glad you brought that
because
up.
I happened to bring something.
Okay,
this
well,
is
did you
Nate
bring
Silver.
our poll?
No, this is Nate Silver. It's an amalgamation of all the polls.
No, I know who Nate Silver is.
Good. So I don't need to remind you. I'll just tell the audience he's their go-to guy on the left for polls. 52% chance Trump wins. Okay.
What is, and what's Kamala now in his forecast? I think it's 4 or 5
stumble
points.
Upon this.
So in our own polls, Kamala hits 50% in Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada. She's down 1 in North Carolina. No, this is important because this is actually the measure of where the race is. What we're talking about doesn't matter as much as how people are going to vote.
What the measure of the race is what happens on Election Day right now.
Right, and I'm telling you, if the election was held today,
but look, I asked a question that was not that, and let me go to you, Greg, at this point. They're saying, that, she's more than a DEI hire. She's this brilliant person.
Yeah, they skipped right over her. Get her out of here. Walk her off. Just come get her. Come get her from the table. Oh, Jessica, DEI didn't earn it. Unqualified? Not qualified. Oh, boy. You just can't make this up, man. Let me show y'all these comments. Let me show y'all these comments, bro. The Patriots are the funniest people known to man. I promise y'all, bro. I promise y'all. Jessica needs an appointment with Dr. Phil ASAP. This woman is absolutely ridiculous. Please just bring Harold on 5-7. He's got integrity. God bless this nation, MAGA. Oh boy, get out and vote Trump to save this country. Oh boy, you got that right. We are in a fight to get our country back, y'all. Jessica, please tell us how those fools have made our country better. Thank you, Jesse, for stopping Jessica's babble. Oh boy, man. Can we just get rid of Jessica, please? Oh, man. Boy, can Fox please get rid of the Democratic excuse maker on the panel? Boy, this is a big one, y'all. As you know about this whole flip-flopper policy changer, reversing on policy, copycatting. She wants to build the wall. Now she wants to do no tax on tips. I don't know. She might want to make a mega hat and the hat be blue. A blue mega hat. I don't know. But we do know that the coconut has fallen at the coconut tree. What has been unburdened from what has been burdened on tomorrow, and if tomorrow doesn't come, then it'll be Thursday leading into the weekend. Ooh, happy Friday, y'all. By the time y'all see this, it'll be Friday. It will be Friday, man. We are up late night and having some fun, man. Y'all will see this video tomorrow. So as you're watching, I want to tell you that I love you. And that I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life. It's getting crazier, man. You just can't make none of this up, You just can't make none of it up, man. We also are finna go do a full interview or a full review on the first interview legit interview we could say, I don't know, it's on CNN with Dana Bash. I don't know, you know. But her and her running mate sat down, and a lot of people are upset. If right now, because it's literally 4 a.m. right now, you guys, and I'm just up. I was you know, doing a little more research. It takes a lot to be a content creator, man. People think I just do that. No, man, it takes a lot to do what we do, man. We do appreciate all the love, the support, man. But we're up at 4 a.m. and we're just researching. We're doing a lot of this and that. Boy, a lot of people that seen this interview tonight are upset. Even Kamala Harris voters, you know. And then to read, we went and read. I kid you not, we went and read. Look at these comments. We went and read what Kamala Harris voters were saying on Facebook, Instagram, you know, TikTok, X, and it's on X. People are going off. She's trending right now on X. You know, she's trending right now on X. Oh boy, you know, even I would think like on this comment section, you know how CNN is mostly, you know, they be on here praising Kamala Harris, you know, praising this and that, those Kamala Harris voters. But a lot of people are upset that why is it in 3 segments? An 18-minute pre-recorded interview into segment. The Kamala Harris made CNN agree to not release the unedited transcript of the interview. What a joke. Oh, man. All these politicians talk about the middle class as if it exists. We are all poor. That comment came from the heart. But I'll tell you one thing. President Trump isn't a politician. Why do they separate an 18-minute interview into parts? What is this? CNN once again showing us why they are the lowest rated cable news station. CNN sucks for releasing the interview in segments. Just drop the complete already and let us eat it. TF. We know what that means. And that comment got thousands of likes. Yeah, boy. Boy. We want to hear what Harris has to say. Release the full interview, just as you did with Trump. CNN sucks. We want the full interview, and we want it to be in real time. Man. Pre-recorded interview, 3 parts, and she already had the questions. This is terrible. She keeps looking down at her notes. CNN, you need to post a complete interview. This collection of clips is trash. Media is a mess. I'm literally reading, you know, people are pissed, man. Kamala voters are pissed. Someone says, this is why everyone laughed when Stephen Goldberg said CNN was unbiased. LMAO. CNN probably regretting they're allowing comments on this video. Yeah, CNN is regretting the comments on this video. And usually when you click on a Kamala Harris video on any Kamala Harris video that's posted on CNN, she's usually getting a lot of love, you know, because we know, you know, CNN, the people that watch CNN mostly lean towards the left. But there are also some real patriots in the CNN comments checking people as well. Everybody's like, what's up with these clips? Man, came here for the comment section and it didn't fail. Laughing emoji. Boy, CNN, you are an embarrassment. I hope there's another round of layoffs because of this interview. So yeah, as you can see, a lot of people are mad. Even her voters, her base. Yeah. Wow. You know, only people I've seen that praised this interview was her super fans and some of those paid off CEO celebrity owners. I think we seen Magic Johnson say something that this was a good interview. But a lot of people, a lot of the voters, people that matter, are upset about this. Yeah, not looking good. But hey, you can't make this stuff up, man. So let's go and get into this this video with Jessica Tarlov on Fox. Kamala Harris says she is not a flip-flopper after breaking media silence. And this is sad that we have to go through all this, and that I even have to make videos about this on a presidential candidate, you know, for hiding, for flip-flopping, for, you know, copycatting. You know, you said this, but now you're backtracking. You know, and people are clapping for this. Bro, you got to be to cast a vote for it. So I'm just saying, man, this Harris Wall's ticket. You know, you look at the record. Radical. I mean, it's just. I don't know how people can clap for this. I know Trump hurt your feelings, but hey, I want to tell you something. You have been lied to. How has the last 3.5, 4 years been for you and your family, your loved ones, your friends, your neighbors? How has the last 3.5, 4 years? You have been lied to. Joe Biden was as sharp as a tack. And now Joe Biden has went on 5 vacations in a 1-week time span. I don't even know how that is possible. How do you go on 5 vacations in 1 week? 1 week. 1 week, y'all. 1 week. Toes in the sand. Millions and millions of people are struggling and dying. Americans, we the people, struggling, dying, struggling. 2 to 3 jobs. Tons that are even retired, still working. But hey, y'all, it's wide open. Come on in. We got free housing, free healthcare for you as well. Free food. Yeah. 0% down. $150,000 on new homes. Come on in. People are making life decisions in a grocery store right now. But hey, you're there. Kamala Harris is here to save the day. And she's going to do it on day 1. Yeah. After these last 3.5, 4 years, on day 1, huh? Boy.
Country great again.
Donald Trump hammering Kamala Harris on the economy while holding a rally in battleground Michigan. Hello, everyone. I'm Judge Jeanine Pirro.
What's going on?
Hey! And I'm still Judge Jeanine Pirro, along with Jessica Tarlov, Jesse Waters, Dana Perino, and dancing Greg Gutfeld. It's 5 o'clock in New York City.
I ain't gonna lie though, I love this lineup. You know, besides Jessica putting in her application, background check, and resume, in which she doesn't need to do because CNN, MSNBC, The View, ABC, CBS, ENC, whatever you call it. Yeah, they're all accept her. She don't even got to submit an application, a resume, a background check, nothing. Come on in. We have a cake for you in the break room, Jessica. It's lit up. Make a wish. Yeah. But Jessica, Fox knows that they get them probably some of the best ratings on the 5 when it comes to that conflict of interest. Jessica Tarlov running people's blood pressure up.
And this is the 5.
If all she do is make excuses and have no common sense.
No more hiding for the most radical left-wing ticket in history. Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate Tim Walz sitting down this afternoon for a taped CNN interview. At long last, she finally answered for why she's flip-flopped on so many issues. Watch this.
How should voters look at some of the changes that you've made, that you've explained some of here in your policy? Should they feel comfortable and confident that what you're saying now is going to be your policy moving forward?
The most important and most significant aspect of my policy perspective and decisions is my values have not changed. You mentioned the Green New Deal.
The Green New Deal.
I have always believed, and I have worked on it, that the climate crisis is real, that it is an urgent matter, to which we should apply metrics that include holding ourselves to deadlines around time. We did that with the Inflation Reduction Act and what we need to do to secure our border. That value has not changed.
Donald Trump mocking Kamala for bringing her emotional support running mate to the interview. Here's what he told the Daily Mail.
She's doing it with her vice president sitting there. So she's not very smart. When they ask her a question that she can't answer, she'll just look at him. You answer it. He's sitting with her to help her out. So this is not the kind of a person we need as president.
All right, Jesse.
Truth. Truth, man. And people are clapping for this, y'all. You know? Same people that say, you know, Trump this, Trump that, that are just completely Trump deranged. And we have a Trump deranged video that is going viral right now that the RFK team, I believe RFK Jr. running mate, made a Trump derangement ad that is literally with, I think, over 500 million views right now as we speak in just a couple hours. So we're going to be dropping a video on that. You guys do not want to miss that video. You probably have already seen the ad by now as I'm speaking. So you probably already seen the ad, but we're going to be dropping our own video on it. And boy, as you know, tons of people are Trump deranged. And that you can see people that were Trump deranged, it's rare. You know, if you're not at stage 4, TDS stage 4, it's hard to come back from that. But there's some that didn't get to stage 4 and they've come back. It's a lot of people waking up though, man. A lot of people that are just sick and tired these last 3.5, 4 years, they want a different set of leadership. You know, people are sick of the lies. People are sick of people saying this and that. There's no action being done. You know, people are struggling. And there's big problems and issues. You know, inflation, we're on the brink of a recession. I mean, we're already in, I mean, it's here. In a blink of an eye. It could be World War III. Where wars, I mean, it's crazy, man. I kid you not. Come on in. It's wide open. And you got homeless veterans on the street dying. But hey, we got free healthcare for you. We got free food, nice housing, luxury. Come live the luxury lifestyle while we the people struggle. Okay.
I'm going to start with you. It seems that her answer to her flip-flopping is going to be, my values haven't changed. But does that explain her positions in 2019 when she was running for president and all of the things she did as vice president?
They had 30 days to come up with an answer, and they came up with that. This is going to be a great campaign. I've never been more confident than I am now that Trump's going to win this election. This is a great example of why she'll never be president. The first question, why are you a flip-flopper? And she says, I'm not. She's basically saying, I'm not a flip-flopper. Values have changed? Okay. You said in 20 years, you said in 20 years, you can't get a new car that's a gas-powered car. And now you say, no, actually, that's not true at all. And then in her answer, she says, yeah, we're going to have deadlines.
Yep.
That doesn't make any sense at all. And when you listen to her, it's just all like kind of vague gobbledygook. Like it just washes over you. Like, what is she talking about? She doesn't really like bring you in. Okay, so your values haven't changed, all right? When you were a prosecutor, you said you prosecuted people for crossing the border. And then when you were running for president, you said crossing the border isn't a crime. And when you were the border czar, you were literally flying people across the border. And now you want to build a wall? But your values haven't changed. Yeah. None of that makes any sense. And Stephen Miller was on the show last night, and he said they basically nominated someone, a Democrat, who's afraid to go on a CNN interview. You could walk around D.C. and just bump into people dying to do a CNN hit. But they found the one person afraid to do CNN. And now you know why she's afraid. Because she knows she's not up to the job. She doesn't want the job. She doesn't understand the issues. She doesn't know where she stands on the issues. And she's like John Kerry. Remember the John Kerry? I voted for it before I was against it. Same thing with her. She's just not authentic. And that politically is the killer.
You know, Dana, John Kerry, when he said, I voted for it before I was against it, he starts to give you an explanation. She doesn't explain anything. The fact that she's co-sponsored the bill that says we want to mandate that you have to get an EV car and all the things with the Inflation Reduction Act, the impact on inflation. How do you see this working?
Actually, I hadn't thought about that John Kerry thing for a moment. There's a guy named Joe Pounder, and he worked in the either on the campaign, I think it was on the Bush campaign, and he was just watching. His job as a junior birdman was to sit there and watch town halls that John Kerry was doing. It wasn't like he did this and did an interview where you're going to make some news. He just happened to say in a town hall, yeah, I voted for it before I voted against it. Oh, and he was like, oh, wait, that could be something. And that's what turned the whole campaign around. So moments like this is when the campaign gets harder. So she's had a really great 40 days. And I think that CNN, I would imagine, gave the best clip for the promo, right? So we get that at 4 o'clock. I mean, I don't imagine that they have a lot of more great material that they're going to hold on to try to get everybody to watch at 9 o'clock. Maybe they do, but kind of doubt it. She has a multiple choice question, and she still doesn't answer that. Then she has to get.
CNN aired Trump's response to bring in more people to watch. Just want to clear that up.
Into the word salad of the how do you diagram the sentence of basically measures in time, right? Mm-hmm. She goes back to that. That is her go-to. It literally means nothing. Plus, she says, my values have not changed. Well, if that's the case, then why in practice did everything change? Mm-hmm. In practice, you like, and your values are that you wanted to prosecute criminals. In practice, the Biden administration let all these people come across, and they're not putting any pressure on the DAs across the country in order to hold anybody to account. The last thing I would say is in the interview, she basically admits that the Inflation Reduction Act was a backdoor to get the Green New Deal done. And what did the Green New Deal do? It goosed all the prices, put all this money into the economy, which helped fuel inflation, which is why the Inflation Reduction Act is a problem. It's really easy to Monday morning quarterback, or whatever today is, Thursday morning quarterback, a communications decision. But if you have to agonize this much to do one interview so that it becomes like the State of the Union address, and we're all like waiting on pins and needles, and they're going to send out excerpts beforehand, I do think you have a problem. The other thing is, you know, tonight is the opening night of college football. Who's going to watch?
Well, you know,
Right,
Jessica, what Dana is saying is true. Like in practice, she not only allowed that border to open up, but she was responsible for getting millions to the Minnesota Bail Fund. So she can say my values have changed, but everything that she has done affirmatively, whether it's the Inflation Reduction Act or allowing the border to stay open and, you know, with fracking and saying all these things, everything is contrary to what she now wants us to believe. And by the way, if she's breaking the glass ceiling and she's really close because she's a vice president now, why does she need the crutch? Why does she need Walz there when it's her inconsistencies that we care about, not his?
Well, on other days during the week, you seem to care a lot about Walz's inconsistencies. So
well,
I don't think
when
that's
we're
really
talking
fair.
about Walz, not when I'm talking about Kamala.
Well, that is the
but
ticket.
now we're talking about Kamala.
And you were seeing the ticket in full. I think it's important to watch the entire interview before we totally malign her for not answering this properly or not touching that. I think the answer was actually reflective of a lot of conversations that we've been having here on The Five about just owning up to an evolution in it. And you can still say, my values are the same, especially when you're talking about an issue like healthcare or protecting the climate, but also being realistic about what you can get enacted. I mean, you can't just walk in and pass whatever you want. You have to work with people. You have to work across the aisle. They did their best at doing that. So I think people are just going to have to watch it and decide for themselves. But I will say that, you know, watching a little bit of Trump today, listening to his allies, J.D. Vance was out there being booed by a bunch of firefighters earlier this afternoon.
Round of applause.
Slash half the audience hated him.
No, it was in
But
Boston.
Anyway, the attacks.
It was in Boston. That's a deep Democrat city, and he got overwhelmingly
brave
a round
man.
of applause.
J.D. Vance, I think his approval is like -17. Anyway, the point is that the attacks on Kamala, that she's not very smart, she's not a smart person, Trump is saying that she's a DEI hire, are not landing. It just isn't working. And I don't know, Jesse, if you stayed around to watch Brett Baer, the top of his show, but he had all the polls, right, where they're showing the direct opposite of what you said.
So glad you brought that
I
up.
am glad you brought that
Because
up
I happened to bring something.
Okay,
This
well,
is
did you
Nate
bring
Silver.
our poll?
No, this is Nate Silver. It's an amalgamation of all the polls.
I know who
And
Nate Silver is.
Good, so I don't need to remind you. I'll just tell the audience he's their go-to guy on the left for polls. 52% chance Trump wins. Okay.
What's Kamala now in his forecast? I think it's 4 or 5 points.
Upon this, I
so
I'd
in
bring
our
it to the
own
table.
polls, Kamala hits 50% in Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada. She's down 1 in North Carolina. No, this is important because this is actually the measure of where the race is. What we're talking about doesn't matter as much as how people are going to vote.
What the measure of the race is what happens on Election Day right now.
Right, and I'm telling you, if the election was held today,
okay,
that
but
Kamala,
that's not. But look, I asked a question that was not that, and let me go to you, Greg, at this point. So they're saying, that
they skipped. Bro, they skipped her.
she's more than a DEI hire. She's this brilliant person. Have you ever heard Kamala Harris give a serious interview?
Well, I was touched by something no one brought up. She says that they held themselves to deadlines around time. Yeah, because there's nothing I hate more than deadlines that are untethered to time. A deadline that is not connected to time, it's not a deadline. They call it a deadline because it is attached to time. There was no joy there. That's what I noticed. I mean, I found that she looked miserable. I think there was a lot of anxiety emanating from her. I think that's because of, like you said, all the pressure that has been placed on her. An 18-minute interview divided by 2 because it was Waltz, 9 minutes. He subtracted questions.
Crazy.
It's left 5 minutes. That's enough room for maybe one of Kamala's sentences, right? Talk about a controlled burn. They had to localize this sucker. But then, we haven't touched on Waltz, and I think he had a really tough role because he had to know his place. He had to be there when necessary, but not steal the spotlight. We call it the reverse Jesse at Fox, who intrudes when not needed and hogs the stage. The thing is, though, the key for Waltz, he couldn't help her. You can't mansplain. Dana, do you know what mansplaining is? So it's when a man, explains something, typically to a woman such as yourself, in a manner that's kind of regarded as condescending or patronizing. It's like talking down to a woman, something I would never do to you, little lady. Unless you're confused about complicated things like math or economics, but I would never do that to you. There's only one way that Harris can win, and it has nothing to do with her. It's the media's responsibility to sustain the same amount of ecstatic coverage they created the last month for 68 more days, and they can do it. I mean, they lied about Biden for 3.5 years with no fatigue. But if this elevated artificial joy dips, she's dust. They can't let reality intrude. It's like one of those marathon dance contests. The media's got to keep their dance partner propped up all the way until November 5th, or the charity loses.
Click here to subscribe.
Yep. Boy, you just can't make this up, you guys. You just can't, man. Meanwhile, Trump advanced. It's like they do interviews. I mean, in the public every single day, man. They go on to the enemy's territory, whether it's CNN, MSNBC, ABC, whatever you call it. They go in, no script, and just sets the record straight, man. And then the thing is, I want you guys to hear this. Not short little 18-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute interviews. 2-hour-long interviews. Out in the public, with the press. I mean, answering every question you can think of. Talking about the problems and issues right now. Talking about what they're going to do to fix it. Being very, very clear. Clear leadership, man. They already have a proven record. You know? But again, a lot of people are waking up and seeing that, man. People are sick of the lies. People are, you know, just another puppet, man. Another puppet that can't go off script, need a teleprompter. You know, word salad. Don't know what she's talking about. You know, and got everybody else lying for her. And it's sad we have to hear every single day. Somebody has to say something about Project 2025. Abortion, you know. When it's been very, very clear, everybody knows what it is now. People are sick of the lies, sick of the crap, man. And that's why I tell you guys, it's gonna be too big to rig, man. I believe there's gonna be history done on this election map in 2024. People are waking up. And whatever those polls are saying, I know some say landslide, some say tied. Some even are just so rigged up and say she's winning in this section. It's crap, man. It's crap. We encourage everybody to go out and vote, man. Too big to rig. I love you guys. And I will catch you beautiful people in the next one. Peace and love, y'all.